In this video I'm just going to put together a Z-fold card. Now the collection I'm going to use to decorate my card is this one here that's called Too Cute. This is a digital download collection from the Crafty Witches. Now this is the Z-fold card that I'm going to show you how to make. So it's on an A5 card base, and then you just got the 4 strips to be added on to there to keep into the theme of the Z-fold. Now to actually make this card I have used 2 A5 cards. I've done this because I wanted to add the insert into the inside. So if you're not that bothered about the insert, you don't have to use 2 A5 cards. Just follow the instructions for decorating this part, and then you could cut out one of the inserts and just attach it straight onto the back, and then your card will still stand up. Okay, so just bring my card here. So like I said, this is actually 2 A5 cards attached together. Now this front part here, I'm just going to fold that over just to make a Z-fold onto the front. So all I'm doing is just folding that off to the main side. Just line that up and then just burnish that down. And then that makes a Z-fold for the front of the card. And then, like I said, I'm just going to put my insert into there. So here's my insert. So I'm just going to fold that in half. And just burnish that down. And I'm going to add some double-sided tape just on this side here. And then I'm going to attach that here to the front part of my card on the inside. Because then when I open my card up, the insert is attached to the front there and opens up straight away to see whatever you write on the centre there, which is really good. So now the strips here, so I've got 4 strips. Now these all measure 4 centimetres by 21 centimetres, and each of these are going to get folded in half. And then half again. So they make the Z-fold shape there for you, the same as your card. So I have to turn that around because just being left-handed makes it a bit awkward doing it the other way. So there's 2, and just got 2 more to do. I'm still folding it the same, I've just turned the paper around. There we go. And then the 4th one. Okay, so we have 4 strips there. So I'll just pop those to one side for a minute. Now, before I add the strips, I'm just going to add a couple of mats and layers to my card here. So I've got 3 pieces here. The larger piece measures 20.5 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters for the mat card, and my paper then measures 20 centimeters by 14 centimeters. I'm just going to attach that to the inside there. Okay, just get that lined up. And then these two here, the mat layer measures 20.5 centimeters and then by 7 centimeters. So the paper measures 20 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters, and they're just going to be attached to the fold. Okay, just press those down. So I've just decorated the front there of the Z fold. Now it's time to attach the strips. So the longest part goes at the front, and the small fold there just goes onto the inside here. So I'm going to attach this one first to the top corner. Make sure you have that lined up with your card base. Okay, and then the next part you just need to a small amount of glue on one side and attach that to the front fold. Okay, and then I'm going to attach the next one to the bottom. Just make sure it's all lined up. Okay, and then you need to decide your gaps on this next one. So just put them both in place and then just roughly judge where you want him. Okay, just make sure that you're happy that that's all lined up. Press them down, and then it's time to attach on the other side. Okay, I'll just press them down in place. So there's the 4 strips there to make the Z fold. Okay, now I have got my other bits cut out here. So I've got those for the smaller ones. Okay, so these here are for the longer strip. So each of these, the mat layer is 3.5 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters, and the pattern paper is 3 centimeters by 14 centimeters. So I'm just going to alternate those onto the front like that. Okay, so that's the front decorated, and then now for the inside parts. So these pieces here, the mat layer is measures 3.5 centimeters by 7 centimeters, and there's 8 mat layers, and then the pattern paper measures 3 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to add those on there. Once you have everything cut out, this card is quite quick and easy to pop together. It is quite a statement card too, to be honest. Okay, well that's 2 bits. There we go. So that's a front of Z-fold card. It stands up nicely like that, and then if you open it up, there's the insert there too. It is quite thick because I have used 2 card bases, but it will still fit nicely in the envelope. If you're posting it, it just might cost a little bit extra. So I have my sentiment here just for you. Now this image here I have actually cut out of the insert. I just fussy cut that out of there, and then oops, I have this little rhino here that is from one of the toppers, and then this is just a foliage die that I had that I've used some of the green paper and cut that out too. So I'm just going to add some of the greenery in there just to bring the images out a little bit more. I'm going to add some foam pads. So drop them on the floor. I'm just going to add some foam pads to my giraffe. I mean, because it's quite thick as it is, if you're posting it out, then I would suggest just to pop some glue on these, just so you're not adding any more height to your card. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my giraffe on there. Okay, and then I'm going to add some grass just to the bottom. Just hold that down a second. And I'm just going to pop a piece of grass just up there. And this one rhino just needs to be a bit further up there. Just hiding behind the grass there. And then my sentiment is just going to go up there. So there's my A5 Z-fold card. I mean, you can pop some bits in there if you want to, but as you open it up, I think it will just stand like that. So there's that one, and then this one is just in different colours from the kit. Same with the same giraffe, but this time there's a leopard there. And the insert in the centre. So that's the A5 one. Now I have actually put together a 6x6 one too. Again, I've attached two 6x6 cards together, and then I've folded the front of my base there, but this one's going to be decorated slightly different. Now I have printed off another insert. This was actually printed at 65%, just so I can pop it onto the inside of my card. So just do that first. I mean, looking at that, I might have got away with 70% too, but just going to fold that over and add some double-sided tape. Oops, some foam pad stuck under there. Okay, so I've got my 3 strips here. So these strips are measured 3.5 centimeters, and I've just actually just used another 6x6 card to cut them out from. So I know that they're going to fit perfectly. Now, like I said, this one's going to be decorated slightly different. So instead of adding my mats and layers onto the card base first, I'm going to add my strips on first. So just like before, just add the first one to the top corner. Just make sure that lines up. And again, this one does only have 3 strips, just with it being a smaller card. I could have cut the strips thinner, but I just wanted to keep them this thickness. And just judge where you want the centre strip. I think that's fine. Just need to line that up. Okay, so as you can see, all the folds there are in place. So this time, what I have, I've got those two and then I've got these two here. So each of these measures 4.5 centimeters a matte layer by 7 centimeters. So like I said, I've got 4 of those, and then the paper measures 14 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to pop those on the front there, so it just cuts off some of the strips. Like I say, it's just a different way that you can add your papers to this design, just to make it slightly different. So just pop that in place. Okay, and then my next one will go down there. I mean, if you want, you can actually leave that like that if you wanted the white showing in the centre, because then these will sit on there and you'd have a white background against them. But I've cut some extras out, which I'm just going to sit in there. Yeah, because I mean, once you've got the card base measurements and that, you can decorate this however you wish. Either add things into it, or take layers away. Okay, just going to press all that down. So I've got some colour there behind my strips, and then I've got my strips here already cut out. So I've got 2 plain which are going there, and then the pattern ones either side of it. So the matte layer with the strips measure 3 centimeters by 7 centimeters, and the paper measures 2.5 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. So just going to add those on. Okay, and then the next bit. Okay, so that's the card decorated. And then this time I have a hippo and a slightly larger rhinoceros image there. And again, I've used my foliage cutout to make a couple of those. So I'm going to attach one there. And then I just, actually I think I'll pop the hippo on the front. I'm just using a foam pad. there. Yep, just going to pop that one on too. And then my sentiment here is best wishes. I'm just going to pop that across there. Make sure I get that the right way. So as you see, it's just another different way how to decorate it, and you can pop some other bits there. It's your choice of how you want to design this. So you've got two different ways of designing. One, keeping the strips on show and covering those, and then hiding some of the strips with just a solid panel on that side, and then just the strips are showing just in the centre. So there's the two Z-fold card designs, and I hope if you like them, if you'll give them a go. And I shall see you again soon. Goodbye.